they do come true. Fortune my dreams. You know, I was singing that. I'm so sorry. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. You're not here to hear me sing. You're here to watch me open packages. So thank you so much for being here. Hope you're having a lovely day, evening, whatever it may be. I can't even speak right now. But yeah, so I check my P.O. box like once a month at most now because I live a little bit further from it. So I went ahead and checked it, and I have 3 different packages here. So thank you guys so much for continuing to send packages and cards. And some of you have probably noticed by now, I'm working on trying to do everybody, but I try to send like a card or something back, like a thank you card or something, you know, like, so it's not just like you to me, like I try to do. Anyways, so yeah, I just wanted to say once again, thank you for that. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Make sure I don't show addresses or anything. First package here. Maybe I shouldn't have shaken. First package here is from James Warner. James, thank you so much for sending this over all the way from across the sea, as a matter of fact, from London. So thank you so much. I'm going to open it this way so you guys can kind of see with me. And it feels like we have, I would assume, some CDs in here, but we will find out very shortly. Let me put this to the side here. And so, let me back up so you guys can actually kind of see a little better. As always, we have a little note here as well. I see a name, at least, that seems familiar. So, enclosed, there are going to be 3 CDs, of which you say you are sure that I will enjoy in some capacity. Let's go ahead and take a look at what those 3 CDs are. The first one, we have Sidi Bou Said, or Sidi Bou Said, depending on how you pronounce it, with Obsessive, a game of death and paranoia for 2 to 6 players. Is this a game, or is this or is this an album? I mean, it seems to be an album. But just with that, I mean, maybe it's a game. Maybe it's an AR kind of thing. What is that? Alternate reality. Now, if I remember correctly, I believe that this was also suggested in the Discord as well. So thank you so much, James, for the recommendations for the album as well. I did see it in the Discord in the song recommendations there, so it does look familiar. You say that it is bursting with alternative pop energy. And it also comes with a unique board game. Okay, so there is a board game in here. So, like, maybe it's in the... it feels thicker. You guys, it's thicker. I see. Okay. Look at that. I see, with instructions as well. Now, who includes a board game of sorts with their album? I think already that's like so interesting. Remember when bands used to like, I mean, obviously physical media and such, but like they used to put like some effort into it. Look at that, guys. How crazy is that? Rat King. That is so cool. That is an interesting idea, though. That is really interesting idea. I don't think, even when I've bought, like, used to buy albums and CDs and stuff like that, like many, many years ago, I don't think I've ever seen an artist or an album including a board game. That is unique. Sidi Bou Said, or Said. One of the two. Let's pull out the next one here. Next one is going to be, there's the name I recognize. A little Bill Nelson in your cup. A little bit after the satellite sings. After the satellite sings, Bill Nelson. Now this album is released in 1995. And here's some of the tracks there. I gotta say the album doesn't look familiar to me. Not that I've really looked at Bill Nelson's discography too much, but a lot of times, at least, I've scanned things. Like when you suggest things in the comments, even if I don't like make a mental note of it or whatever, like I sometimes will go and like look at the album really quick, just like look at the album and see what songs I want to do from it if you recommended one. But this one doesn't necessarily look familiar. I do remember seeing Bill Nelson had released an album, I believe, somewhat recently, and it had like maybe some carnival or circus kind of artwork or so. I don't quite remember, but something like that. So thank you for that as well. And the final album here, we have Charlotte Hatherley. I believe I'm saying that and seeing it correctly, with the album The Deep Blue. By the way, I just want to say, Man, my new camera and my setup is like so much better. Look how clear that still looks. Look how clear that still looks. I'm sorry. I'm still very excited about the new set. Like I can actually hold it to you guys, and you guys can probably read that a lot better than you were better used to. And then inside the artwork, before she was kind of surfaced, now she is definitely submerged there in the water. Never have heard of her. Never have heard of Charlotte. Let's see if you wrote anything specifically about her. Hold on. The Charlotte Hatherley album from 2007 is a beautiful, lush, quirky pop album. One track was co-written with Andy Partridge. That's high alum. That's high alum. So James, thank you so much for sending over those 3 albums. Very curious about Miss Hatherley, especially that track Which one is that? Will it say right on the back? I mean, I can find it in the writing credits when I look in the booklet. That's the place I gotta look there. That's where I gotta look. Let's get into the next package. Thank you so much once again, James. I appreciate that. This one is sent from Lee. So Lee, thank you so much for the Should I be saying like where you guys are sending these from? I don't want to like dox you. Lee, thank you for sending this to me from a northern state. I don't want to specify in case you don't want me to specify. I don't want to break rules or anything. So let's see. I feel at least a couple albums here, so let me go ahead and pull these out one by one. I have never heard of this, but I gotta say, that's a cute looking cat. How do you pronounce that up there, huh? How do you pronounce that? I cannot even try. Farmer? I'm not sure. Now, don't quote me on this. If I had to take a guess, I'm guessing perhaps they're from Iceland. Just because the way that it's said makes me think Iceland, or maybe somewhere like a Nordic country or something, maybe Scandinavian. But I'm feeling Iceland. Definitely have never heard of them, however. Hold on. Here you go. Oh, that's not bueno. That's not bueno. So sometimes when things are shipped, the shipping doesn't always hold. So you see the little, unfortunately that was broken in there, so it didn't hold it. But it's okay. The disc itself seems to be all right though. But yeah, I've never heard of them. Fanner. Oh, I can't. I'm sorry. I can't even try to pronounce what it said there. But either way, Lee, thank you. I have to look them up. Another album I've not heard of, Pone. That's the name of the band here. Pone, and I'm assuming that's the name of the band, at least I would think. And you have a lovely little horse there on the back. That horse looks like a horse from The Sims, doesn't it? A little bit. Once again, let me hold this one properly before I show you guys. So once again, I've never heard of this band either, or the album. I couldn't even guess. Excuse me, I couldn't even guess what type of music they make. Now I have a letter here, of course, from Mr. Lee. So here we go. Let me pull that out, and I can pull out the next one while we're going here. And I think, hold on, let me get this out here really quick as well. And I think that will be it there. Okay, then we have Winnel. I gotta tell you, these are obscure. I mean, not that I know everything in the world, but these are obscure. I do not know any of these bands, these albums. They don't even look familiar. Couldn't even tell you who or what they are. And here is the final one. Yat Date? Is that what that says? Yat Date? And I gotta tell you, we got another cat. And this one's a little chunky. This one has a little bit of a chunk to it. There's just a little bit there. So thank you so much for sending these over, Lee. And then here is the album. Let me turn it at least. Here's the album inside as well. Can you guys hear that? My wife is taking a shower now and the shower just came on. Can you hear that? Does that show up in the microphone? It probably does. It probably does. So thank you so much, Lee, for the albums. Like I said, I don't know. I've never heard of any of them. They don't even look familiar, but I appreciate it nonetheless. And then finally, I have a letter or a card perhaps from Ed Thorne. So Ed, thank you so much for this. You sent in a gift. Thank you so much for that, Ed. I really appreciate that, with the letter. And I tell you guys all the time, you don't need to send me anything like a gift or anything. I do enjoy just getting like a note or like a card. Like, I say that all the time, but I genuinely mean that. And with your letter that you wrote me, which you said that you're still enjoying the show, and I really appreciate you watching and enjoying, because that's what this all is, you know? You also included some of your artwork. And I gotta say, this looks like album artwork cover. Tell me what band you guys would like associate with this album, with this artwork, I should say. Doesn't that look really, really cool? There's a band called Eisley, Eisley. That's what I think of looking at this album artwork. Kind of folky, kind of underwater, like really, really beautiful. I think that is just really, really cool. Thank you so much for sending the artwork. I like that personal kind of thing. Like when you guys have sent me postcards from like places that you've been and stuff like that. I love that. I keep all that in my closet over there in a big what is it called? The big folder things. I don't know. It's a big folder, and I keep all those things. So thank you guys so much for the music, for the the gifts, the cards, the letters. I genuinely do appreciate that, and I just want to say thank you. Sorry that sometimes it does take me a little bit longer to do these videos, but I do want to at least give proper due where due is due in thanking you. That made sense. Thank you guys again. I really appreciate it. Please enjoy the rest of your day. Of course, hope that you continue to enjoy the channel and all the music that we've been doing. I've been trying to do a little bit more of like other genres besides the usual that we've been kind of sticking into. That's why we've gotten a little bit more 90s bands and the Aphex Twin and the more metal and, just trying to expand a little bit. Give a little bit, get a little bit. That didn't even make sense. Thank you guys. Have a great day. Bye. That actually doesn't